How often have you guys had to stand in the bathroom waiting for a fucking shitter for about 20 minutes because somebody has to sit there and play whatever freaking video game on their phone? That is
I
All the
totally
time.
disrespectful.
I usually either get a shower to use the bathroom like that, or I'll go into
Hey, don't be
have a more
sharing that.
stroller
Nah, erase that. Cut
No,
that part out,
shush,
Bolly.
shush.
to the. Alrighty.
So hey, we're starting today out with we got Cody, Maddie, Polly. That's me, by the way. Paul, Timmy, and Q, and Trav. Um, so today we're going to talk about how we're mistreated in the trucking industry and how we mistreat others.
Mm.
There's a
I couldn't help it.
I know, I'm going to have to find those buttons here too. Paybacks. But anyway,
Not
any recent experiences with other drivers that you guys had that kind of messed your day up? Maddie?
Uh,
No?
Maddie on the fly.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really had too bad experiences with other drivers. I mean,
My worst experience is
not yet.
sitting on the fuel island with them damn
Yeah,
Well,
that's
yeah.
trucks
what I
that
was
are
gonna
sitting
say.
there. Yeah. That's the worst experience is wasting all that time in them fuel islands. I mean, it's already backed up because they're giving these different carriers all these different discounts. And then on top of that, they want to sit there and take their half-hour break on that fuel island, which when you're three stacked, that means I have to take an hour and a half break.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of that. And then the asshole that's sitting on the scale, I hate that motherfucker. I'm ready to get out and start beating some ass. Has it been long enough into the video for me to start cussing?
Nope.
No, I probably should edit
Nah.
that one out.
Yeah, I
I think
think it's like 10 minutes or something crazy. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I'll
the
have to
biggest thing
research
I
that.
see with other drivers is like parking at like a TA or Loves or something like that at night when they just choose to park anywhere and they block you in or make it so you can't maneuver around the parking lot. That's what drives me the most crazy.
Yeah, what surprises me about that as well is that like they'll even be like half the lot still open and available for parking, and they'll still curb it. And it's like, if one guy does it, then three more guys are gonna do it, and then that's whenever the problem occurs. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily the one guy, but it starts a kind of like a chain reaction. That's the annoying
Yeah.
part.
And then a bunch of them use this dumbass excuse like, oh, I did it again. But anyway, uh, they use this stupid excuse of I didn't want to take a parking spot because somebody else would need it if they're staying here, and it's like, no, dude, you just didn't want to back up because you're too lazy.
Yeah, you saw an
Too
easy
lazy or
spot.
don't
You,
know
you
how.
didn't. You saw an easy spot. You didn't want to circle the lot, so you parked on the curb. Call it like it is.
Yeah.
And
I
now
saw
the
I'm
a
not
next
video
saying.
five
where
people,
Go ahead.
the next five people is monkey see, monkey do, and then that's where you say the backup.
Look at
Yes.
that. Look at that. Timmy had to one up me with the backdrop. You see that?
His flag's got
His
got some
flag's
waves
going.
in it too.
Yeah, it's got
this
waves
is
and it's
real.
going the right way.
That's a real true American patriot.
Uh, next week he'll probably be wearing his military uniform or something.
Probably. Don't tempt me.
He bleeds red, white, and blue. But yeah, it's like I'm not saying I've never curbed it. Obviously, I've parked on the curb in a few. I mean, it's sometimes there's your schedule or what you have going on. There, you don't have. People say, plan better, trip plan better, but not always an option, especially when you have delivery times, you have a clock counting down in front of you. Like everybody knows, you can't just trip plan better every time. You know,
No,
I can't remember if we talked about. I think we talked about trip planning last time, but yeah,
we touched
Yeah.
on it.
it's
It
kind of
was
what it
just a little
kind of
touch, but
falls into
yeah.
that. The parking everywhere kind of falls into trip planning or lack thereof.
What gets me is when bobtail people park in like full parks. When there's
Oh yeah,
bobtail parking, and then
the
I don't.
bobtail I can live with. It's the box truck that gets me.
Yeah, yeah, those
Yeah.
box trucks.
The box trucks. Get
But
out of here. Get them out of here.
but when you had the option to go park in like a different parking spot that's more designed for your truck, and then you go and take a 53 footer or a flatbed, any truck longer than 50 feet for spot and start blocking up the parking area. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I think bobtail's okay if they do it right. Go through a pull through and park on one side so another bobtail can fit behind you.
Right.
But
And to go even on top of that is, you get somewhere where not your normal running area, you get to a little mom and pop truck stop and you see all the cars taking up the spots because they're the local drivers. They're going to be there. That's their parking spot, don't you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I can I can respect that a little bit. Those guys probably live in that town. They go there, spend their money there. I get it's inconvenient for us, but
Two sides of a coin.
Yep. Yeah, I get it.
Funny story on that. Up in Minnesota in St. Cloud at the Quick Trip with a K in downtown St. Cloud off of 10. Um, a buddy of mine backed into a parking spot and some non-English speaking person pulled up next to him, said, "That's my spot. I park there all the time. This is my spot. You need to get out." And, my buddy just gave him the finger and let him be. But they actually think that those spots are their spots, and it's ridiculous. And that lot only had like 30 spots, if that. So,
Yeah, it's not a very big one.
um,
But yeah, fuel aisle is a big one, man, because like I said, going back to the trip plan and all that, clock in your face, counting down, you know, you got a appointment time to be there at a certain time and stuff, and now you're pulling into a fuel stop and it's almost like a 50-50 gamble. Like, am I going to get screwed in this fuel line for the next 30 to 45 minutes? Or can I whip in here, get fuel, and get out of here as fast as I can?
yeah. Do you do anything to mitigate that time on the fuel island? I mean, like for example, a lot of times I try to just fuel up first thing in the morning. Um,
Yeah.
that way, without trying to um discriminate myself, but I slow roll up to the fuel island so that I don't have to start the clock before I get on the fuel island.
Yeah. Sometimes
that's
there's
a good idea.
just nothing you can do, especially with how fuel
Well,
prices have been lately.
Right.
I was going to say that's part of the trip planning, bigger tanks. Well, I know where I can get the better discount, so I'm going to try to get there, even if I got to try to battle that.
Exactly. Because you could
I find
be
it
in an
hit or
area where it's like 3.90 a gallon, and everywhere else around you it's like 4.20. You know what I mean? You're like, man, this is literally and so that place is going to be freaking packed because everybody else probably got it for 3.90 too.
I find it hit or miss on some of these places too. You can pull in the middle of the day and it'll be empty, and you have the whole, you have your choice of fuel aisle to pull through, and then same time the next day it's backed up three trucks long on every aisle.
Yeah.
Same thing at
Usually,
night.
usually the Loves and the PFJs, I feel like TA and Petro, you don't get backed up in those fuel aisles as much.
Yeah,
No.
not as much. Unless for some reason that week they're doing an extra discount or something, and or you're near the bigger
Before
cities. But the typically TA and Petro have more fuel islands too.
Yeah.
before we move on from that, Cody said the PFJs, that's pilot flying J's for you non-trucker folk.
They're PFJs.
Tried to sneak that one in there.
or P-lots.
P-lots or the flying vajayjays.
Yeah, there's another
Flying
thing.
hooks.
Another thing is all the garbage in these truck stops. It's not just the truckers though. I physically seen an actual. Oh, he's actually got a flag. I think I just seen him crawl out from underneath his flag. Oh
Yep.
wow!
Oh,
Look
it's a
at
real
that.
flag.
That's a real flag.
Real
He
flag.
totally
I
one
They're
up
the real
me.
one.
I thought it was a fake. I thought it was a fake background too.
I saw
No, it's a
him
real flag.
crawl out from underneath that. I'm like, that's cool. I wonder if I could do that on my computer.
Started
I
putting it up. I'm like, wow,
I
just going
literally
for
seen
it.
him when he was setting it up.
Yeah.
That's great.
But anyway,
That's
the
funny.
garbage in these truck stops is pretty disrespectful. But it isn't just the drivers. I physically seen an employee at a place accidentally knocked over a dumpster and just started kicking everything back into the wood.
What?
I was in a
Yeah.
That's
So
nasty.
I was in
I'm
a
like,
pilot.
damn, it's not just the drivers. It's the employees of these places too.
I was in a pilot down in Florida and parked, and all of a sudden this regular 4-wheeler truck pulled up. The guy gets out and starts pissing like right near the trucks on the ground. I'm like, what are you doing, dude?
Hell yeah.
we get shit for that, not you guys, you know.
I
Yeah,
remember going from a town pump and
Oh
literally what
no.
this dude was dumping, not even dumping, he was slaying his gallon jugs of water on the ground. He wasn't even going to take him to the trash on the ground. I'm like, you nasty person, man.
just this morning I woke up. I seen a person that was walking their dog, and it was like behind, the truck area, like where you park at, and there was like grass on the backside. And instead of walking their dog in the grass to use the bathroom, they was walking them on the pavement. Like the grass is right there. Why didn't you walk them right there? Just craziness.
I know when I had Athena, there were times when she didn't want to walk in the grass, and that's usually when they had those stupid sandburrs in there.
Yeah, I've seen drivers. They've thrown their little boxes of Chester chicken right in the grass. I'm like, you couldn't find a trash can to put that in.
The other day,
Right.
I saw this day cab actually throwing his garbage out. He opened the door and the garbage fell out, and he didn't even bother picking it up. He just opened the door, garbage fell out. He got out, shut the door, and went inside the building. I'm like, dude, I should have done something.
Wow.
I actually had the thought of taking the garbage and throwing it back in his truck, but I was in the mood to mind my
Yeah.
own business at that time.
Yeah, what really sucks is when I go to the truck stop that I park at when I go home and I see trash everywhere, and it's like, one of these days, man, y'all are gonna ruin it for all of us.
Yeah, you were just talking about
But
that the other day,
like
Cody.
today,
When
today. Oh, go ahead.
no, I was just talking about like the other day when you said that you went to Walmart, and that's why a lot of WalMarts don't allow truck drivers there to park in the
Oh
parking
yeah,
lot because they leave the trash there. It's nasty.
yeah, that's the worst.
It's not just that though. I've actually talked to a Walmart manager. They build the car parking area to where they can't hold the trucks. They're made of a thinner concrete and tar, so the trucks can't make it in there.
Oh
But yeah, but they're doing that more lately because they want to have an excuse of not allowing trucks, and that's the reason for not allowing trucks.
yeah, which you can get stuff delivered to you or whatever from Walmart, but it's not the same as going in and shopping.
I haven't ever tried out the Walmart Plus order to your truck. Have you guys?
Yeah, I use it all the time.
Yeah.
But like you
So
said, it's not the same as going in, because going in you're actually getting what you like. Sometimes when you're flipping through the app and you're picking what you want, it's not exactly what you want. It might be a smaller size or
Oh,
something like that. So
yeah.
they can't always
it
find what you're looking for. Like I asked for a rechargeable, like battery charger, and they said they couldn't find it, so their suggestion for a replacement was just a pack of batteries. I'm like, that's not what I'm looking for.
So you have to make sure you go on the Walmart app and look at what they're picking.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah, or
and
just
pay attention.
select that you don't want substitutes, and then you just don't get the stuff that you wanted,
yeah.
Yeah,
and you got to try again. So let's
or at
hope
least
it
pay
wasn't.
attention to the substitutes, because
Let's,
I wasn't paying attention on one of them, and I got something I didn't need, and it
yeah.
wasn't a substitute, but whatever.
Another
Yeah,
thing
it's,
too is it just depends on what you get to, because like if you're just going on there and you're just getting like some household items and stuff like that, I don't mind it. But if you're going there and you're wanting to like pick out like packs of meat or something like that, like each pack of meat, is packaged differently and it costs a different. And I you know, like the packs that I buy, some of the packs be bruised, some of them, are a little bit have more fat on them, some don't.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, definitely
yeah.
check your produce because Jen and I will order and then go pick it up. But I had some avocados that were just mushy, squishy when I got them home, and I'm like, what the hell is this? You know,
Yeah.
I can't eat
Walmart's never been
these.
good with their produce.
I've had pretty decent luck, but I do know how Walmart works their produce and stuff, so I would prefer to go to a regular grocery store for produce.
I will say for OTR drivers, it's a great tool. I mean, it's $100 a year. You don't pay any extra charges other than tipping the driver, and you can get it delivered right to your truck.
I think some Costco's also deliver, if you remember.
That's the thing, though. Is how many Walmarts are there compared to Costco's? I mean, Walmart is everywhere. You're not going to be in a spot where you
Yeah.
can't get a Walmart delivery unless you're like out in the middle of Nebraska somewhere. But
Yeah, but you buy a standard membership, and that's part of the service
yeah,
with it. So you've already got the
yeah,
Costco. Walmart, you pay that extra plus subscription, which is worth it, like you said. But I mean, and then there's Instacart. Instacart will go shopping for you too, and
yeah,
they'll go shopping at any store for you.
yep,
But back to where we were, I mean, um, shippers and receivers, what kind of respect do you guys get out of those guys? The other day I had this one lady who thought she was like God or something. I handed her the paperwork. She said, "Go back to your truck. We'll call you when it's ready." And I'm like, "Okay." And then they called the door, and I started to ask what are the procedures on the phone, and she hung up on me right there. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I guess you don't want to talk to me. That's kind of disrespectful.
it's more rare to find a respectful and nice person in those areas than there is the other opposite. I actually point out the ones that are nice. I tell them all the time when I see them. It's like it's pleasant to deal with somebody that nice here.
You guys keep track of those shippers and receivers that you guys have been to that are either good or bad?
I usually lock them into
Well,
my
define
memory
good or
bank.
bad. Good as in they were nice to talk to, or bad as in they kept you there for 8 hours.
Yeah, that's ones I keep track of.
Because they
Well,
can be
and
as
the
nice as they
information,
want.
good
If they keep me
information.
for 7 hours, we got a problem.
Yeah,
Right.
Yep.
and the niceness and mean part could be that individual person. Uh, you
True.
know,
And I've found some really nice ones in there that are very helpful and flirty, and it's like, no, I'm just handing you my bill. I just want to go. That's all I want to
yeah,
do, you know?
With my little niche market of hauling feed, pretty much everybody loves to see me right when I get there, and I get in and out. So kind of lucky.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Me and Paul are probably more in line, because most of the time people are happy to see us, willing to work with us. Get us unloaded fairly quick. Sometimes for me, if I'm delivering to like a job site, sometimes it's hard to get a hold of the guy that's actually there on scene. I'll get a bunch of these guys that work in an office somewhere and they oversee it, but they're not actually boots on the ground. And
I got a couple of farmers saved in my phone. They know that if they're not going to be there when I show up, they told me where the bobcat is or the tractor is, and I'll get the feed off myself.
Yeah, Timmy, how about you, man? Are they nice to you? I heard they were pretty nasty to you at one point in time.
I only had one receiver at Mars pack,
I
but
think
all the
Timmy,
other guys have been typically appreciated. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear
yeah,
you.
you're quiet. You're quiet though, and you're cutting out.
Let me look.
Oh,
You're quieter than normal.
Yeah, it's my headset on this computer.
there, you're back to where you needed to be.
a little bit better. Yeah, a little bit better.
Okay. No, some I only had one place that they were kind of a dick at Mars Pet Care. That dude was just a dick. But all the other places have been typically, in and out, pretty quick, professional.
Nice.
So that's Timmy's tanker. Cody is flatbed. And Trav, you were doing dedicated. I imagine you got to know everybody you went to drop your trailers at.
I had the number on each side, pickup and delivery, where I was picking up and delivering to. So anytime there was an issue, everybody had a heads up on what was going on. Whether I slept in like I did this previous week, my last week there, decided the alarms didn't matter to me, or if there was a breakdown, trailer issue, or anything and everything else under the sun that could go wrong in the trucking industry. So yeah, I had a pretty good relationship with everybody that I had contact with, but you can only plan for so much. We were talking about stuff between drivers. My biggest thing was the maintenance of the trailers that we brought in to get loaded with product. You get a trailer that gets loaded for you a couple days before, and it has something out of service that, well, it's loaded now, and it's 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. And being on a dedicated fleet, you only had people that worked banker hours for service, so you kind of had to just wait for somebody to come rescue you or help you out, another driver there at the facility, and hope for the best.
What do you mean by out of service? What do you mean by that?
So say a driver brings in a trailer to be loaded that I'm taking up to where my delivery was to, and it had light issues,
Oh, okay.
a bad tire, or even an expired DOT annual. They just turn a blind eye to, just because they were told by dispatch to take a trailer, and that's what they could find. I mean, it even got so bad where storage trailers were taken into customers that were going over the road, like Chicago, Cleveland, or I mean, it was pretty bad.
So
That just happened to me on my last load.
So is
Allegedly.
that the truck driver that brought it there's fault, or is it the shipper and receiver's fault? How does that work? I mean, I own my trailer, so I don't drop my trailer anywhere. So
Yeah.
I don't have that problem.
I definitely would say it's the integrity of the driver that's bringing the equipment somewhere to be dropped. Because you're taking the liability of saying this trailer is
Yeah.
in good standing to be loaded, and if you don't report it, the least you could do is report it out of service before it gets loaded, and then let the customer know, like, hey, there's an issue with this trailer, it needs to be fixed before it goes out. So
And I
usually
don't
with
know
any
about
mega carrier, you can get an after hours service or a road call service to be done before that even happens. But
I don't know about the way your company works, Travis, but at least at Prime, we have to fill out a form anytime we drop and pick up a trailer. We have to fill out a drop trailer report and a pickup trailer report.
It still
So
happens.
basically, yeah, I know it still happens 100%, but there is that, to answer Polly's question, it is on the driver. That's his,
Yeah.
basically your report saying this trailer is in good condition, or
Well, in my
this
case,
trailer isn't in good condition. So
in my
a lot
case,
of times, go ahead,
sorry.
Paul, or go ahead, Maddie.
Well, because I was just going to add to that. I think in my case, the driver that had the trailer before me filled out that information and listed what was wrong with it, and Prime put it out of service, but the facility still loaded it. Because I got there,
Right.
to the trailer, fully loaded trailer, and I was doing my depart call, and they said I couldn't leave because it was out of service. So I had to get in touch with road assistant, and they had to make it in service, because all that was wrong with it was the mud flap bracket was bent a little bit, so
Oh no,
it could still run. Yeah,
man, that's a dude.
but it kept
That's
me almost an hour. So
that is
it made me
severe.
mad.
I'm glad.
Yeah,
I'm glad they kept you for that, man.
right.
Damn,
Yeah,
dude,
but
you
I was
look
just
like a
gonna
little
say
boy,
that.
man.
Who, me?
Yeah, you look like a little boy. You and Cody are our little boys.
Oh god.
I'm 35, man.
Well,
That's a little.
An old ass man right there.
But I was just gonna say that yeah, whenever I pick up a trailer, the very first thing I do whenever I pick a trailer up is supply air and turn the lights and flashers on. And I do before I do anything else, before I whatever, strap the load down or anything like that, I do a complete trailer inspection before I even do anything else. I back under it, hook the air up, turn the lights and flashers on, and then I walk around that trailer and inspect every inch of it. So that if I catch something that would be a road hazard or like something like a mud flap missing, something generic, I can put it on my form, but also I can call road assist right then and there and get somebody to come out there and fix this trailer.
And then it doesn't cost
You know,
you anything, nor do you
then it
get
doesn't
any
cost
blame
me
on it.
anything. I'm not liable for it. It's not trouble for me if I get inspected. And then also, I'm not strapping my load down, tarping my load, and then doing that, and then going, oh shoot, I got to sit here for another hour, waiting for road assist to get here to fix this. But there is little things like a mud flap. If we're missing a mud flap, Prime kind of expects us to take care of that. You know what I mean? Like they're not going to send some road guy out at however hundreds of dollars an hour they charge to put a freaking mud flap on. You know what I mean? They're pretty easy to put on. You need a wrench and some socket set, and it's 15 or 20 minutes worth of work. And then they reimburse you for the mud flap if you had to buy one, and also your time spent fixing it. So yeah. But like a tire, like a trailer tire, I ain't changed a trailer tire, and I don't keep a trailer tire on me anyways. So there's only so much I can do. And like lights are electrical, I'm not an electrician. Yeah, I could probably rig a light if I needed to, but some of those tools require like a riveting gun and other things that I just don't carry. So I'm,
Drill to drill out the old
yeah.
rivets.
I know guys that do. I know guys that carry a drill. I know guys that carry a rivet gun. But that's just not me.
I carry a drill
I do
and
what I can.
self-drilling screws because of experience.
Yeah,
Those are the
self
real
tappers.
truckers there.
Bet you got a spool of
Yeah,
wire too,
Prime.
don't you?
No, that got used up. I'm gonna have to get a new one. I do have a lot of connectors. I've got a full socket set. By the way, if you have a plastic truck, make sure your sockets are metric.
Wired to carry. We are no longer required to carry spare fuses anymore.
No, we're not, because they're actually,
It's not a DOT requirement anymore,
yeah, that was just changed recently.
or FMCSA, whatever.
Trucks
Yep.
trucks don't use
Just last
fuses
week.
as much. They use little circuit breakers. But
And then we are also no longer required to carry flares.
we were never
We still are
required for
required to carry.
flares, but you got to have your triangle.
Gotta have your triangles. Well, the article said flares. I didn't read the
Yeah.
whole thing. Kind of just read the footnotes.
Yeah, that whole new ruling was all just kind of updating to today's technology type of stuff. But yeah, definitely.
And then no longer required to carry a written some type of written trailer inspection of some kind or tractor trailer inspection form.
You don't need a written one.
Yeah, you used to have to carry a written one, or supposedly it was supposed to be a written form whenever you like dropped a tractor or trailer and somebody else picked it up, like the vehicle. You had to have a written form of who had it previously before you. But it's all electronic now. You can access it all through the electronics.
Oh yeah, that there was actually a
Yeah.
ruling several years ago. It was the digital something something. But anyway, if you can provide it digitally, then they have to accept it digitally.
Yeah, they can't ask for a physical copy anymore.
Right.
Quick question about triangles. It seems like everybody forgot how to use triangles, or they're either directing it to their truck or just being lazy with them. So what's the way you're supposed to actually put triangles back down?
10, 50, and 100.
Yeah, but which way? Supposed to be guiding into your truck or away from your truck?
Huh?
I don't understand the question.
No? All right, so I noticed like a lot of truck drivers like have the cones like starting from the highway to the truck like that versus actually going away from the truck to
I
the
just put
highway.
them in a straight line.
Did they ever change that for some reason? Just put them in a straight line?
Yeah, that's all I've done is a straight line behind the truck along the edge.
I think the
Yep.
only
Good.
time the 10, 50, and 100 is different is whenever it's around a curve. Like you're supposed to
Oh
put
yeah,
it.
I was gonna say it depends where your hazards are on.
Yeah, I think you got to put
Change
one
on
on the other side of the curve.
change it
And I
with
know
one-way
Because I've
traffic on
seen
the other.
like
I know if you're on a
I've seen
like a
others.
two-way street, you're supposed to put like one cone in front of the truck and then two behind it.
I've seen that one on the interstate. It's not the right way.
Mm.
Timmy, have you sprayed yourself with the tank yet?
No.
No.
No, try to be slow and make sure I do everything the right way before I open up the valve. Now,
Is that
shit I
part of the
can't really
pumping off?
control is like a leaky pump or a leaky hose.
Yeah.
Yeah, before you open the main valve. Yeah.
So,
Or
Cody,
Yeah.
whenever you're lifting a lid, lift it slow.
Cody, I've replaced a tire today.
Oh, really? Why is that?
You gonna hook me up?
Why did you replace the tire?
Because it had a flat spot on the edge. It was a steer tire. I've been meaning to
Oh,
replace
nice.
it for a while. I've been getting a goodie out of that tire.
You got $500 for it. That's a pretty good deal.
Well, it was actually 560. And it was a Michelin 16 ply. So,
Oh,
but yeah, that's $250 less than they're trying to sell it here.
nice. But yeah, dude, I can't stand when you have a truck on the shoulder and trucks don't get over or cars don't get over. That's another thing. Courtesy deal.
Yeah, big time. That I mean, to expand on that, I can't stand trucks on the shoulder. Period. Especially when they're trying to take a half-hour break. That's stupid. But yeah, not getting over is bad.
I've been a victim of that. Uh,
Me too.
I plan to, do my 30-minute at a rest area, and I'm barely have enough time to get there. I get to the rest area and it's closed.
Oh
So,
no.
so I'm having to do a 30-minute break on the shoulder of the road so I don't go into violation. It's happened a few times.
Do you realize how dangerous that is? I mean, you're better
Yeah,
off to run violation than you are to sit on that shoulder.
I just, it's been a few times where I've put in my cones out, pop my hood, and make it look like I was broken down so people could get over, so I could do my 30-minute break.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
I pull over
Allegedly.
if something falls in the
allegedly.
truck, something like that, or if dispatch texts me something and I have to see what it is, or something, I'll pull over. But yeah, I've definitely had the opposite end of that where somebody took my mirror off, so that's pretty
Mhm.
scary. They got that close.
Yeah,
Probably
that is
pop pictures of that.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
do if I can, I mean, if I'm parking on the shoulder and my truck's about to blow up, kind of a deal, but yeah. I mean, there was, that time my radiator went out was probably one of the very few times that I had to park on the shoulder, but yeah. My
I was,
radiator went out, my truck said shutting down in 59, 58,
yeah,
57. I was like, "Oh shit.
sometimes you don't have a
That's
choice.
not good." I was like, "That's not good."
Why the shoulders are there?
Yeah, and there wasn't a shoulder.
Yeah,
Oh no.
I was on
Oh, that's
I was
no
on
good.
I-80. I was all the way across the rumble strip. So that guy was not paying attention. That guy should have been, I don't know,
Yeah,
lights and taking the exit.
luckily there was a bridge and I had to coast up to the bridge and it was just kind of wide enough to be able to park on the shoulder. But yeah,
I mean, I've seen some
wonder.
crazy shit out here too, man. Like, I've seen a truck park on the shoulder in a curve, and I have no idea why he was doing it. But the whole point of that was a car come around that curve and went right up underneath his DOT bumper, and his hood was underneath the tires running into the back of him. That was an accident in
Yeah,
Illinois going northbound on 57. I
yikes.
That made me think, that was one of the incidents that made me think, no shoulder ever if I can help it.
Yeah,
There's been a handful of times whenever I was a flatbedder where strap broke and Transit, I had to pull over, and those guys do not give you any room whatsoever to fix that strap.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah,
that's
no, it's
crazy too.
horrible.
And
Or they try to get closer to you.
something the motoring public doesn't think about is the fact that, I mean, you have to get off of that shoulder when you're getting ready to go, and you never know. I mean, when you see that person, you don't know if he's going to be that one that shoots right out in front of you too. So getting over gives you room to be able to dodge that situation.
Yeah.
That issue that you had, Timmy, a few weeks ago when your truck was derated, did that put you on the side of the road too, or?
No, I was grateful to have at least 4 hours before the truck completely derailed. So I was
Oh,
able to
really?
make it to my Cosigny, my Cosigny R90.
Oh, okay, okay.
Look, Timmy,
Yeah, I've
I'm
had
getting
to.
behind my flag. Look.
Getting out of the picture, I can at least blend in with the flag. This probably helps out a lot, right? Gets me out of the picture.
Yeah, I never pulled off onto the shoulder, but there's been a few times where I had to find a rest area or an off ramp or something to pull off to be able to fix my tarp.
Oh, he did it. He did it.
I haul
Yeah.
reefer and I can tarp better than shit.
Yeah, there's been a few. For some reason, the majority of them have all happened this fucking year. I don't know what the fucking deal is with that.
Yeah, but they were both special situations, weren't they? I mean, you were given a load that
No,
was
well, yeah,
impossible and another load that the wind is blowing 70 mile an hour, and it kind of makes
drove
that's
through one of them. Yeah.
And the end of the year just started too, so.
Yeah, I had to drive through one of them land hurricanes.
so this year the way it's starting out for you, you probably should get some like
A
credit
mope or
in a
two.
tarp company,
Yeah, yeah.
maybe invest.
I don't know. I guess they felt bad for me because I haven't tarped a load since then. So
Yeah, then you would open it up to see what
they're
it
like,
looks
they're
like.
like, he just spent $600 in tarps. Let's give him a break for 2 weeks.
Hmm.
So yeah, I haven't even opened that tarp up. I know it's in bad shape, but I don't remember exactly what it looks like.
I
But
think you need
yeah,
to invest in some 27 footers,
yeah,
some heavier duty 27 footers.
no, it's all right.
So, what city do you guys have the least respectful other car drivers on the highway?
There's two of them that
Least?
comes to mind:
Least.
Dallas, Fort Worth, and Atlanta.
I was just about to say Atlanta too. Man, that
Atlanta is
place is
definitely
just
on my
I think
top.
I think Atlanta's just cutthroat. Like it is a beast of its own. I
Yeah.
feel like it's a different category than anything else.
What about the most respectful drivers on the road? The ones that where you turn your turn signal on and they actually back off. What state comes to mind?
there aren't none.
I'm not gonna lie to you, and I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but one of the states that comes to mind where you would be like, these drivers are assholes, they'll never let me over, right? You would think that. But yeah, every time they're respectful, they back, they slow down, they let you over, is the state of
Chicago.
California.
Really?
Agreed.
The state of California, for some reason, those drivers, if you turn your blinker on, they will slow down and let you over. Or they'll immediately get in the next lane so that you can move over.
I was
It's
going
I've
to
never
say
had
actually
a bad
surprising.
experience
Wisconsin.
in
Agreed.
California.
It's kind of crazy that you say Cali because most of those drivers that come out
You
of
would
there
think,
aren't supposed to be on the road.
you would think being California, you would think that it would be horrible, but it's not
Mhm.
actually. It's very surprising, at least in my experience. Some of the worst, some of the people that, now the one state where drivers are never going to let you over ever is Florida. I promise you. Those people will
Now,
never let you over.
And it's a big surprise when they do let you over. I mean, because you will get that once in a blue moon, and it's like, oh, wow, what a really nice guy. You're sitting there with your blinker on, not expecting to get over. You're just driving along, and then you look in the mirror, oh, shit, they are letting me over. And then you swerve over.
What were you going to say,
now,
Paul?
Cody, could that be part of the reason of we're already going slower than everybody else and they already have more time to react?
Maybe. I mean, maybe. I think it's just because they're so used to being in traffic all the damn time.
That could be, yeah.
They're not like sweating the few seconds to slow down. You know what I mean? Like they're like whatever.
What
90% of their life stuck in traffic, anyways.
comes to mind for me, because I don't go out to California anymore, is Minnesota, and Wisconsin, mostly
Yeah,
Wisconsin.
I will not lie. The Twin Cities have some of for being smaller cities, their traffic and their drivers suck.
I agree with that.
For being such a
I'm
small
more
city,
talking
it's like
about
what the fuck.
the rural areas when you get slightly outside of the city.
Oh yeah.
But Wisconsin, I've had more people just I've turned my turn signal on and they let me over more in Wisconsin, I can say, than any other state that I can think of.
Oh, you think they do let you over? Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
think
know.
more like Midwest.
I judge Missouri pretty harshly. Maybe because I live there. I don't know. I feel like they're assholes though.
Yeah,
I
when
feel
you
like
get
it's a
to the
Midwest
cities.
thing too. The moment you turn on your flasher, they decide to just fucking speed up for no reason.
I see that a lot too.
I think
You
it's
know,
the
and it's
Northeast
like
in general.
it's like when I see them do that, I'm like, you don't even know what traffic is. You live in the Midwest. Like, you can't give me 2 seconds. I feel like Northeast people actually drive slower.
Yeah.
Slower, but they don't let trucks in lanes, and that's where I have the biggest issue.
So
And
basically,
if
any region that we're from, that's where we find the biggest issues. I got you.
and if and they think that it's a good idea to merge onto the highway going 25, 30 miles an hour, and then you be curious, slow down and let them on, and they're slowing down with you. So it's just like,
That
I
there
don't
is a
slow
Yeah,
down
no.
anymore.
communication gap. That there is a communication gap. And yeah, there's no way we can communicate that we're slowing down for you and you can go on ahead, but still
yeah, like
I'm not blinking lights.
they are trying to be respectful to you to let you go by and you're trying to be respectful to them. It's like a total lack
yeah,
of communication.
and I'm slowing down and I'm flashing my bright side. I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm slowing down. I'm letting you over, and they still slow down with me. I'm like, oh my god,
They're too
so
I only
busy.
do
dumb.
that for other trucks. I don't do that for cars anymore because they, like you said, they either can't speed up or can't slow down. They don't know what to do. So I just
Exactly.
continue my speed. Let them figure that out on their own. But other trucks, I'll slow down and blink my lights and let them in, or I'll move over
Hmm.
if I have the ability to.
Yeah, it's so aggravating.
Anything else, guys? To add?
Yeah, I do. I got something else. Uh, governed trucks versus non-governed trucks. Trying to pass somebody and you can't, and they're going 1 mile an hour slower than you.
Slow down, let them go through.
That
That's what I do.
The moment that you get halfway up, they fucking hammer down until
Yeah, I
you're
hate
in the
that.
back, and then they fucking slow down again.
Yeah,
They just
that
back
gets
same
annoying.
drag race.
That does get annoying. If you're governed, especially, it's way more annoying for you. You govern trucks, but uh, I can mitigate that by just stepping on my accelerator and then
I
That's
getting
one
in
can
thing
as
I
behind
do.
them.
well,
If
but I mitigate
I'm
it
in the
by
right
slowing
lane,
down like them.
if I'm in the right lane
See
and I
that
see a truck coming up on the side of me, I'll just tap my brake a little bit, let them go through, get in front of me, and then I can pull up. Especially if they're governed too, but they're governed at like 68 or 70, and I'm 65. It's just going to be a 10-minute friggin' roadblock for everybody else. So,
I don't know about you guys,
right.
but do you guys think of the safety implications of being next to somebody for so long?
yep.
yep. Especially when it's windy.
Um, and that's why I would just let somebody pass myself,
Yep.
is because I don't want them next to me that long. I don't care about blocking the traffic. I care all about not scratching my truck or worse.
Well, it'll annoy me when I get somebody that's going like 62 or something like that, and I can only go to 65, and I try to pass them, and then there's a lineup of cars behind me. I'm like, dude, just tap your brake for a second, let me through. You know?
Right?
Yeah, and see that, and that's the other thing too. Like if I'm crunching down, like I'm trying to get 650 or 680 in a day, and I'm really on a time crunch. and I'm stuck behind somebody that's doing that where they're like 62, 63, 64, 62, and they can't pick a speed, I'll wait. And then once I see that there's nobody behind me and I get my chance, I'm going to try, I'm going to try to pass that guy.
Yeah.
And it never fails. They never let me pass. And then a whole line of cars pile up behind me. And then I look like a douchebag driving in the left lane, slow racing the truck in the right. And that's
Yep.
that goes back to that courtesy thing, also that safety deal. It's like, man, I don't want to be right next to you. Like if you blow a drive tire, we're both probably going to suffer from that.
Yeah.
Like that, super dangerous to be in that position.
Or like Timmy said, wind can, come out of nowhere and shove that truck into you.
Yeah, yeah, right. But and there is times where like I'll get off at a rest area if I'm stuck behind somebody like that, or I'll even set my speedometer. I'll set or cruise control. I'll set it down to like 62 or 63 and roll at that for a little ways to try to just get away from them as opposed to always getting back up to them.
Yeah.
One thing I'll do is I'll wait till I see another truck a little further down the road that's going slower than him, and I'll wait till
Uh
just the right moment to whip out in that left
huh.
lane and start going around
Yep.
them and hold them right behind that other truck.
Thank God.
Yep. Yeah. I'll say I've done that. Or if I'm light and I see a hill, I'll hop in that left lane. And
Yeah.
that way, whenever we're going up the hill, they get, and I can assume, I can only assume four wheelers hate that shit. I can only assume they do, but I don't know because, what do I know? But I imagine the line of four wheelers behind me don't quite understand like why this is happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They're like, why is that truck out
Like
in this lane?
yeah, why is he out here? Why is he driving slow? Why doesn't he just I don't think some people, the general public, just don't quite understand why we do that or why that's like that. Why are we slow racing? I don't think. And I actually talked to a guy. He was like, "Oh yeah, I'm thinking about becoming a truck driver. Yada yada." Oh, you work at Prime? Hey, are your all's trucks governed? And I'm like, yeah, they are. He's like 65. I'm like, yep. He's like, yeah, I was wondering because every time I see a Prime truck here in town or on the interstate, they're always going 65. They're never going any faster. He was in Michigan, real flat around there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's
some people just don't realize.
that's a good sign of somebody who's finally got the information he was trying to wonder. He's wondering about why are you going 65 when the speed limit's 70?
Right, yeah, like what are you guys, finally put two and two together. But I feel like for the most part, the general public, like they just don't realize that. Like they just have no idea. My dad is 100% convinced they do it on purpose. That's
My
what
sister's
he's
the
like.
same
They
way too.
they see me coming. They know it's me. I'm like, you're right, Dad. They hate you. They,
Every
they
time
did it just for you.
my sister lives down in Houston and she says she hates truck drivers. And I'm like, why? Because they're always going so slow in the middle lane. And I'm like, that ain't me.
Yeah,
That is my biggest pet peeve out here. Ride in the middle lane when you're not passing anyone and you're not going speed limit. Um, and this excludes going through cities where there's a lot of exits. I'm talking about when you're on long stretches without exits.
I
right.
was just gonna say that city thing because I'll do it during the city because
Yeah, I
the minute
don't.
you get back into that right lane, it's turn only, and then you got to get back over or
Uh-huh.
trucks, coming in on the on ramps and stuff. So yeah, the cities I do it, but yeah, I agree with you on the other one.
I don't take issue within the cities. Usually in the cities, it's down below your governed speed anyway, so you guys are going the decent
Yeah.
speed through the cities. But I mean, there's a lot of exit ramps, and that's the safe lane. The middle lane is a safe lane going through a city. But when you're got long stretches and no, I'm talking like between uh, Temple and Austin, Texas, that long stretch there, there's no exits, and you're going 60 mile an hour in the middle lane. That's stupid. I shouldn't be passing you on the right.
It's borderline dangerous.
and trucks are not allowed in the left lane, so I have to pass you on the right.
And that's another thing too for the general public that maybe don't realize this, but if you're and that not just trucks driving slow in the middle lane, but 4-wheelers driving slow in the middle lane.
Yeah.
Like, look, we're not allowed to pass you in the left lane. We can only pass you on the right. So if you're driving under the speed limit in the middle lane, you're really making it more difficult for us, because now we're having to choose that right lane where there's oncoming and exiting traffic, when if you're going to drive below the speed limit, that's the lane you should be in. Like you said, when you're driving through a city, usually the speeds around are governed 60 miles an hour, 55 miles an hour. But if you're driving 40, 45 or 50 in the middle lane as a 4-wheeler or even a truck, just get in the right lane, man.
Yeah, you're an
Like,
accident waiting to happen.
yeah, exactly. But
So
there's
yeah,
something else I was thinking
was it with driving?
of. Probably not. I don't know.
Hey, what about this is kind of, how often have you guys had to stand in the bathroom waiting for a fucking shitter for about 20 minutes because somebody has to sit there and play whatever freaking video game on their phone? That is
I
totally
time.
disrespectful.
I usually either get a shower to use the bathroom like that,
Shower.
or I'll go
Yep.
into the shop because they
Oh
usually
yeah, the
have
shop's good. Hey, don't
have
be
a one
sharing that.
stroller.
Nah, erase that. Cut
No,
that part out,
shush,
Bolly.
shush.
Don't
Dude,
Cut
fucking
out.
tell people about the shop bathroom.
Man,
You see
usually
important water bottles
That's
everywhere now.
That's
Thanks.
some ball knowledge right there, bro.
Yeah, man.
That's the hidden secret.
well, why
That's
didn't you
not
guys
just
tell me
going to
that
shop.
before? I never even thought of that.
Yeah, dude, that's where it's at, bro. Sometimes I
Yeah,
won't
yeah.
even
Shop
go in
bathrooms
the
are
main
good as
store.
hell.
I'll just go right through the shop.
Yeah,
I'll try it
exactly.
first.
But
They'll have the
it
Yeah.
Febreze right there, ready for you to spray and everything.
It's
Mhm.
great, and you're by yourself.
Yeah,
Yep.
majority
It's like the
majority of the
like the
time.
prime.
it's great.
That's like the prime company inbound and outbound bathrooms. Like that's another secret that a lot of people, prime drivers, don't know about.
Those things are clean too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
A
Prime's
lot
got
cleaner
some
than the ones inside
insanely
the terminal.
nice bathrooms.
okay, that is a take.